أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لقد أرسلنا رسلنا بالبينات وأنزلنا معهم الكتاب والميزان ليقوم الناس بالقسط. صدق الله العظيم.
الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذ غدوت من أهلك تبوئ المؤمنين مقاعد للقتال والله سميع عليم. إذ همت طائفتان منكم أن تفشلا والله وليهما وعلى الله فليتوكل المؤمنون. ولقد نصركم الله ببدر وأنتم أذلة فاتقوا الله لعلكم تشكرون. صدق الله العظيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم ربنا ألهمنا رشدنا وأعذنا من شرور أنفسنا. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم وفقنا لما تحب وترضى. آمين يا رب العالمين. From the 13th section of Surah Al Imran, now a very long discourse. It contains commentary from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the events of the Battle of Uhud. This battle was fought in the month of Shawwal, in the 3rd year after Hijrah. And when that was actually, according to the Arabic tradition, that because at Badr, the Quraysh of Makkah had a very bad defeat, now they had to take the revenge. So they made full preparations. An army 3,000 strong, a very big army by the standards of those days, well armed, well provided. It reached the vicinity of Medina. Then there was a consultation held by the Prophet ﷺ. His own opinion was that we should defend Medina while remaining in the city and not go out. The same was the opinion of the chief of the Munafiqeen, Abdullah ibn Ubay. Incidentally, he also held the same opinion. But the Prophet saw sallallahu alaihi wasallam that many youth, especially the young people, especially those who had either entered Islam after the Battle of Badr, or although they were Muslims already before Badr, but they couldn't go to Badr, they were very anxious to go and have a direct combat, man-to-man, face-to-face fight. And they said, we need the Shahada, martyrdom. So why should we go in the open field and confront the enemies of Allah? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he cared for the sentiments that they had and decided finally, okay, we shall go out and fight the enemy in the open field. Then he set forth from Medina with 1,000 men. But after he reached the battlefield, Abdullah ibn Ubay with 300 of his companions, he deserted. He went back to Medina. He said, when our opinions are not respected, why should we risk our lives? So now it was a big setback, a big shock. Already they were 1/3 in number. 1,000 were to face 3,000. Now the ratio proportion was reduced to 1/4. Now there were only 700 who had to face 3,000 strong army, well provided, well armed. Anyhow, when the fighting began, Muslims were victorious. And very soon, the army of the Quraysh from Mecca, they were on their heels, they were running off. But at that time there was a mistake committed by 35% of Muslims. The Prophet had posted 50 men. There was a pass behind the position of the Muslims. And there could be that the enemy cavalry could charge through that pass. So Prophet posted, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, 50 archers at that place to keep the enemy at bay. But when they saw, those 50 people, that the battle has been decided and Muslims have got the victory, the enemy forces are running, so they left the place. Although the commander who was posted there, he said to them till the last moment, don't leave this place. Remember the instructions of the Prophet ﷺ, that you will never in any case leave this place. You will remain here. But out of 50, 35, they disobeyed him, they left the place. Khalid ibn Walid was leading the cavalry, 100 horse strong cavalry they had. He saw that moment and he encircled the mountain, and from that pass he charged. And that actually was a very bad moment for the Muslims. The victory changed into defeat. 70 of the Sahaba were martyred. The Prophet himself was wounded. So this was a big shock to the Muslims. 1 year after Badr. Badr was, a source of big support. The morale of the Muslims had gone high after Badr. They had defeated Quraysh, 3 times their number. So in the whole of Arabian Peninsula, the Muslims, got a very high name. But now the wind was gone. The conditions were changed. Now this 60 ayat long, there is a discourse from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are comments. What are the weaknesses, O Muslims? You should see the weaknesses in your ranks. You must mend your ways, because the struggle is still going on. You will have to face harder positions, harder situations. So whatever weaknesses have come to the surface, you must try to remedy them. This is the basic subject of the coming 60 ayat. I can't say how many of them we shall be able to read today. وَإِذْ غَدَوْتَ مِنْ أَهْلِكَ. And just recall, O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when you left your family in the early morning, تُبَوِّئُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ مَقْعَدَ لِلْقِتَالِ, you were